My name is Irvin,
My name is Faye.
and we started going to Journey Church in 2019.
Our story starts with us trying to grow our family. We decided we wanted to have another addition to our family. And with that, we got pregnant pretty quickly on. And we were super excited. I shared the news with him. He was ecstatic being a second-time dad. Shortly after that, I had to serve Sunday. I was singing 3 services, and I wasn't feeling good that weekend. I was feeling a little nauseous, which was technically a good thing, but I was also bleeding, and I was a little worried about it. But I said, you know what? God, I'm gonna let you have the ultimate control. I'm going to serve. I'm going to go sing. Well, no one knows I was pregnant. It was still very new. I remember telling myself, like, can I do this? Can I actually go through this 3 services? It's gonna be a long day for me. But I said, you know what, God, I'm trusting in you. I know that you're behind this. I know that this is what you want for me. So I went through with it. First service came, I was feeling okay. Right before getting on the altar, before the 3rd service, I saw Pastor Liz in the bathroom, and I told her what was happening. I said, hey, I don't know what's going on. I may be having a miscarriage. I'm not sure. And she prayed for me. And I felt more hope. And I told her, I remember telling Pastor Liz, I still believe that I'm okay, that the baby's okay. And she was like, okay, like, we're gonna believe that. And after service, I decided, hey, I think we should go to the hospital. Let's see what's happening. And that's when we found out that we had lost the baby. So it was a whole experience, but I know God was behind it. We grieved for a while, but we did not give up. We said, you know what, we'll keep trying. We'll give it another shot. So we did, and we got pregnant right after that. God makes no mistakes. I got really sick really early on, and I ended up in the hospital at about 10 weeks pregnant. The nurse came up to me and said, hey, do you know how many you're having? And I'm like, how many? What are you trying to say? And she's like, I'm like, am I having twins? And she's like, no, you're having triplets. And I was by myself in the hospital when this happened, and I started to cry because I was scared. It wasn't even because I was happy. I was just so scared. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this. God, you chose the wrong person. This is not for me. I called Irvin right away and I told him.
I remember you calling me. It was like 1 a.m, and I thought, okay, it happened again. We ended up losing another child. It's kind of like one of those things that you prepare for the worst. And so you're crying, and then you tell me there's triplets. And I'm over here thinking, are you talking about the room next door, or are you talking about us? And so, her telling me that, it's weird because I was nervous, I was scared, but I was also really excited in a really weird way. I can't really describe it. We felt like we were kind of like redeemed, but we just also felt like, wow, we were added more abundance to our life. And so fast forward to us having to have these doctor visits where it was usually just one visit every 2-3 months if you have a regular pregnancy, but with being triplets, it was just high risk the entire time. And so we were having what?
Once a week and then twice a week. And as time progressed, I started getting more nervous and more nervous and more nervous. I'm like, how am I gonna do this? And the doctor was concerned because all the babies were sharing a womb because they are identical.
And so what ended up happening was one of the babies just naturally started taking the lead of how many nutrients he was taking. Good for him. It was unfortunate for the other 2, specifically baby A at the time. So baby A, the doctor told us, hey, since this is considered high risk, in order to potentially save the entire pregnancy, you may need to have a selective reduction, which means we would end the life for one of the children, in exchange to be able to keep the lives, or to preserve the life of the other 2. And so, we had that discussion, my wife and I, and we spoke to the doctor and we said, hey, if God's brought us this far along, we're gonna roll the dice. And we believe that he's gonna continue to carry us through this pregnancy. And so we did. And lo and behold, purpose.
Yeah, purpose, baby A.
Baby A is really where that name came from. And so all of our children have, their names have a meaning, but with him, we decided to name him Purpose because, we feel that this has been a journey this entire time. And so we believe that his life has a purpose along with all of our other kids. And so we rolled the dice on that.
Yeah, I knew when the doctor told me that, and I get kind of emotional because I kind of relive it every time I say it, but I remember him saying, like, by 22 weeks, you have to make a decision. What do you want to do? I'm sorry. It's just hard to speak about it because I relive it. But I remember telling myself, like, God, if you gave me triplets, you know, you gave me this blessing, like, it's going to be your decision, like, what you want to do with them. Like, I understood, like, medically, scientifically, that there's possibilities that can happen, but I said I'm willing to take them on. Like, if one gets sick and it affects the others, then so be it, you know. But I was having faith, and I was telling Irvin, like, let's keep having faith.
Every week that passed, it was as if the doctor was checking a box. They would check a box where, okay, this disease is now canceled out. Okay, now we only have to worry about this disease or this length of arm or this blood vessel being clogged up or, you know, one of their eyes not being fully formed. And even the doctor saying, wow, well, didn't expect for us to, you know, make it this far.
That's how we knew it was God. Once they were all born, it was 33 weeks. I made it to 33 weeks, which is actually very impressive for a triplet pregnancy. They all came out. They were all healthy. They all cried when they came out of the womb. I cried hearing them cry. It was just like everybody's crying. But that's how we knew it was God. And that's how we knew it was a miracle.
My name is Irvin.
My name is Faye.
And we still believe in miracles.